Hello, good evening everyone. This week at APCA we are doing international desserts. This is Chef Pratay from the Academy of Pastry Arts India, and today we are going live from the Bangalore Academy. So today we are going to do Baked Alaska. Now Baked Alaska is a very famous international dessert consisting of cake or a sponge, ice cream and Italian meringue. That's it. So today we are going to do, like I said, Baked Alaska. So let's go through the ingredients first. So for the cake, we are doing an eggless cake. Alright, we've got baking powder and baking soda combined together. We've got flour. Okay, now as per the recipe card, I've taken double the amount of recipe. We've got milk. Alright, then we've got sugar, caster sugar I'm using, oil, and I'm using water. I've just added a little bit of vanilla essence just for a little flavor. That's why the water looks like this. Alright, then we are going to do no churn ice cream again, which is eggless as well. Alright, so starting off with the purees. So I'm making mango and raspberry. It's a very classy combination. I used to eat it as a kid, mango dollies with mango and raspberry. So mango puree, and then we've got raspberry puree. The recipe is the same for both. Alright, then we've got some vanilla essence and condensed milk. Then we have milk powder. Now salt, I've taken a lot, but I'm only going to add a pinch of salt in each recipe. Then I have some cream which I've already whipped and kept over here, which will be folded into the mixture. Alright, and for the meringue, we've got water and sugar in a saucepan, and egg whites which I have weighed out separately and kept. We'll make the meringue right at the end. Okay, so we'll start off with the cake recipe or the sponge recipe. Okay, we'll start off with the liquid ingredients. So you can add oil. Now at any stage, if you feel you need to ask some questions, you guys can ask questions, no issues. Okay, water with a bit of vanilla essence, milk, okay, and sugar. Now this, you just mix it till your sugar slightly melts. Okay. Now you can add your baking powder and baking soda together. And flour you can add little by little, which I have already sieved. Okay.
Chef, can we make any substitute to meringue?
Meringue, now we are making a meringue with egg. Now you can try making meringue with aquafaba, or if you don't want to make aquafaba as well, just put whipped cream, but it won't be a baked Alaska then. A baked Alaska should have Italian meringue or any meringue on top, which has to be blowtorched.
So what are you making? What are you making?
We are making baked Alaska.
Please give a quantity. Quantity whatever.
So while I am mixing this, you guys can have a look at the recipe for those who are asking.
Can we mix it with double beater, chef?
Yeah, you can, no issue. Okay, once you add all the flour, make sure you combine it very nicely. Okay, do not over mix it, just till the flour is nicely combined. You can use a spatula also, but I'm using a whisk so that in case there are any lumps, I can break them very easily. So once this is done, my cake batter is ready. It's a very simple recipe. You just have to mix everything together. Just make sure all your ingredients are at room temperature, okay, like milk and all. Alright. Okay, now this goes straight into a sill pan. Now, if I know you guys might not have a flexi pan at home, you can just use a cake tin with a foil underneath, or a cake tin which has a base already. You can use directly, no issue. Okay, just spread it around. Okay, since the batter is very liquid. It settles on its own. No need to use a palette knife. Okay. You can just tap the tray. Okay. In case if you feel the batter is not even anywhere, just move the tray around, tap it nicely. Okay. And this can go for baking. This will go for baking at 160 degrees for 12 to 13 minutes depending on your oven. If your cake is coloring too much, you can just reduce the temperature a little. Ideal temperature around 160, 165. I am baking it at 165 in a fan oven, 160 in a fan oven. You can try 160 or 170 if it's not coloring too much. Alright. Now while the cake is baking, we'll prepare our ice creams. Alright. So the procedure remains the same for both the ice creams. We'll make the mango one first. Okay, puree goes in first. Then we add the condensed milk and vanilla essence. Now this is a no churn ice cream. You don't have to churn it. You just have to freeze it. Today I'm not going to freeze it before using. I'm going to use it directly. But if you want to consume it as an ice cream by itself, you can just keep it in the freezer for at least 5 to 6 hours. Once it chills and freezes nicely, okay, then you can use.
Chef, there is a question. So, what should be the length and width of the baking pan?
So I have taken double the amount of recipe what is there in the recipe card. Okay, for the half, for one recipe of the recipe card, you can take half a tray, like half size tray. You can take. You don't need to. You can actually take any size ring. It doesn't matter. The reason being, we are anyway going to slice the cake later on. So ideally, now I am baking it in a larger tray so that I have a flat cake. But in case you have like a cake tin, it's absolutely okay. You can bake it in any tin.
Chef, there is a small doubt. Is there any replacement for eggs in meringue, please?
So meringue technically cannot be made without eggs, but yes, you can make meringue with aquafaba. You can research about it online. You can use that, or in case you don't want to use meringue in this preparation, you can just put whipped cream on top. But you can't blowtorch the whipped cream, so you'll have to keep it as it is. Or if you want to give it the same look of a blowtorched meringue, you can just add some toasted coconut powder on top. It'll look similar, but again, won't taste the same. Alright. So once I have mixed, so I've added a pinch of salt inside. Okay. I've added the milk powder, vanilla essence, and I've added
Chef, there is a
the
small
puree.
doubt.
Yes.
Please repeat the baking temperature and the time.
So baking temperature 160 degrees for 12 to 14 minutes. Okay. Now every oven at every place is slightly different. So you can try 165. Maybe you can try 170. It depends on your oven. If it's not coloring too much, then maybe you can increase the temperature of the oven. Okay. Now you can use a spatula also to fold. I am using a whisk so that I break down the particles easily. Okay. Now do not overmix, otherwise the ice cream won't have a lighter texture. Now if you don't have a whipping cream at home, you can use either non-dairy or dairy. You can use either one. Okay. If you don't have whipped cream at home, you can use Amul cream. Now Amul cream won't whip, okay, because it doesn't have enough fat content. But you can always just mix the cream as it is. It'll become like a kulfi. Okay. Now we add whipped cream so that the texture of the ice cream is much nicer. Otherwise, you can totally skip the whipped cream and add normal regular cooking cream also. It's fine. All right. So this is your mango ice cream. We'll make the raspberry one after this. Okay. Okay, raspberry puree first. The procedure again is similar to the mango one. Condensed milk and vanilla essence. Now again, like I said before, if you want to eat these as ice creams on their own, you have to freeze it nicely for at least 5 to 6 hours in your freezer. okay, so that they get an ice cream texture. Now in this case I have to pipe it inside the cake, so I'm going to use it directly. I'm adding a pinch of salt. This is just for flavor. Okay, milk powder, and then you mix. Now I'm using raspberry puree over here. You can use any fruit puree that you like, whatever is seasonal you can use. Like I said before, I like the combination of mango and raspberry, so I decided I'll use mango raspberry puree along with mango. So make sure you whisk properly to combine all the ingredients before you add in the whipped cream.
Chef, would you suggest any brand of milk powder?
Nestle, I'm using Nestle over here. You can use any.
Any specific reason why we are using milk powder, chef?
So what the milk powder is going to do is it's going to absorb the water from the puree. Now what that does is your ice cream will taste a little bit more creamier. If there is too much water content in the ice cream, it's going to taste a little icy. Okay, it's not going to taste, not going to be smooth in texture. It will be very gritty and grainy. So in order to avoid that, we are adding milk powder.
Chef, can you suggest any brand of raspberry puree?
You get Dira Frost, you get Boiro, you get Rabi fruit. These are available. Otherwise, if you want to use frozen fruits, you can use frozen fruits as well. Okay, you can use either. Frozen fruits, just make a puree, strain if there are any seeds, and then you can use that as well.
Okay. Chef, in the ice cream, do we add both milk powder and sugar?
No sugar. So your milk powder has a lot of sugar in it. Your condensed milk has a lot of sugar in it. So we are not adding any sugar in this recipe. It's not sugar free because there is sugar in the condensed milk and in the milk powder. Okay, so both our ice creams are ready. Now the next step is to
Can we similarly do kulfi, chef?
yeah, so if you want to make kulfi, you can simply not add whipped cream, just add regular Amul cream, it will be like kulfi. So I have a baked cake over here already. Since we are doing this live, we need to save some time. Okay. So your cake will look something like this after baking. Now I have a silicone mold over here in which we are going to line the cake first, then pipe the ice cream, alright, and after that put a cake on top again. So it has cake covering all over. Now if you don't have a silicone mold at home, maybe not this shape, you can just use a regular katori or a bowl that you have at home. Put a cling wrap inside and then you can line your cake inside if you don't have a mold. That's absolutely fine. Okay, you can use katoris at home. Any shape is fine. There is no requirement for a particular shape. Now for the cake, you have to understand, you have to use a cake which is slightly larger than this so that it sits inside properly. I'm going to cut this into half.
Chef, will the milk powder help in reducing the crystallization in the ice cream?
Yes, that is exactly what milk powder is for in the recipe. Okay, so you can line your cake like this inside the... Now in case your cake tears, it's absolutely fine. You can just push it down, okay, and push your cake inside.
Chef, do we need hand blender for making ice cream or whisk is sufficient?
Whisk is sufficient. You don't need a hand blender to make ice cream as such. Okay, again we'll cut a cake. Okay, just place and push. Now you'll have to see as per your mold or the vessel or container that you're using to push this inside. So you'll have to change the cutter size accordingly. For my mold, what I have over here, this is absolutely fine. Okay. Now I'm keeping the cake thin so that we get more of the ice cream on the inside. I don't want too much cake. Again, be a little gentle while you're handling the cake and push it down. Okay. Now the reason why we are using a cake is so that when we apply the meringue on top of the ice cream doesn't slip, the meringue doesn't slip off the ice cream, because since ice cream is a little cold, you might have a little condensation on top. Okay, so moving on, we have the ice cream ready. Okay, now if you don't want to make your own ice cream at home, you are using store-bought ice cream, make sure you soften it nicely before you pipe it inside. You can do that as well, no issue. So first I'm going to pipe the raspberry at the base. Okay. Okay, if you have something like this, just press it inside, no issue. Okay. And then after that we can pipe the mango. Again, this is a no churn ice cream, that's why we are using it as it is. If you are using store bought ice creams, you can just soften and use it directly. Okay, I am not freezing the ice cream first before I pipe. Now you can just tap it lightly, okay, so that it flattens. Okay, and then you pipe your. Now make sure you don't overfill it too much. Okay, just till it reaches the top or to the brim of the cake. Okay.
Can we put some fresh raspberry in it?
Yes, if you want to put anything inside, you can. Like if you're putting a chocolate ice cream, you can put chocolate chips and all. That is absolutely fine. You can do that as well.
Which brand whipping cream do we use, chef?
I'm using Ellen Wire. You can use anything. You can use President also. You get Arla also in the market. If you get Amul whipping cream outside, you can use that also. But if you're using Amul cooking cream, it won't whip. Just add it directly, no issue. Now we need to cut the tops for this. Again, for the top, now I'm using a smaller mold which fits directly inside the silicone mold. Okay, this also I'm trying to keep it as thin as possible, so going to cut this into half. Okay, now for this, just gently place over top and slightly press, okay, so that it sticks, okay, with the ice cream.
Chef, if we freeze the ice cream, do we need to churn it once to consume it individually?
No, you don't need to churn this one, because you are adding whipped cream. It has that slight airy texture, okay, so you get that ice cream texture, nice one. Otherwise, just eat it directly straight from the fridge. This is absolutely fine. We made the same ice cream last week during the mango week.
Chef, can we do any ice cream?
Yeah, you can do any ice cream that you like. Since mango is in season, I thought I'll do a mango, and raspberry and mango taste well together. So I decided I'll use mango and raspberry. Okay, so now this has to go inside the freezer till it at least for like 4 to 5 hours, till the ice cream sets nicely. Okay, and once that is done, the next thing that you have to do is prepare the meringue. So we'll move on to the meringue. So we are making Italian meringue, alright. So we have sugar and water over here, and we have the egg whites inside the bowl. Now if you have a hand mixer at home, you can use a hand mixer, no issue. If you don't even have a hand mixer at home, then you can try making Swiss meringue probably, which is a little easier than this. Why Italian meringue? One, because it's cooked, and second, it's a little stable. So we'll start off slow. Okay. I'm using a thermometer over here. Now if you don't have a thermometer, what you can do is you can simply take a bowl of cold water, And once it starts to bubble, once it starts to thicken, the sugar syrup, once you're boiling it, you can add a little drop of sugar into the cold water and check for the consistency. It should become like, once you move it around in your fingers, it should become like a ball. So till that stage we are going to cook. If you have a thermometer, you can cook your sugar till 116 to 118 degrees, which is the soft ball stage. Alright, so we'll start off with the meringue.
Chef, for chocolate ice cream, do we have to prepare ganache or cocoa powder?
For chocolate ice cream, with this recipe, there will be too much fat inside because there's condensed milk. So don't try to use this recipe. I would suggest use a store-bought ice cream for chocolate. Otherwise, it will become too hard because it will have too much fat in it.
Chef, how much of egg white and sugar water to use?
So you can go through the recipe again for the meringue recipe. Are there any more questions?
That's about it, Chef.
Okay, so we are waiting for the syrup to start boiling, then we can start the KitchenAid as well. Now if you're doing this on a flame, make sure your flame is on low or medium. Don't try to keep it too high, otherwise your sugar syrup will boil too much, and on the sides it will start to crystallize. So you have to be very careful when you make this on the flame. When you're doing it on an induction, it's easier to control it a little, so you will avoid crystallizing the syrup. Okay, so if you can see, the syrup has started to boil. Okay, so I'm going to start the KitchenAid slowly. Initially, don't rush the speed. Okay, once it reaches of temperatures around 108 to 110, then you can increase your speed to foam up the egg whites. Okay. So now it's reaching 107, 108, almost. It's at 107. So I will increase the speed of the egg whites to make them foamy. Now you have to remember that do not add your sugar syrup inside before it becomes foamy. Okay, otherwise your meringue will be absolutely flat. Alright. So now since the temperature has reached 109 degrees, okay, I have increased the speed of the KitchenAid to make sure that the egg whites start to whip up. Okay, just lifting up the bowl slightly so that the procedure is faster. Okay, so if you can see, it's reached 112 degrees and the egg whites are foaming up as well. Okay, the syrup is still boiling. I will stop at about 116 to 117.
Is it Italian meringue?
Yes, it is Italian meringue. Okay, so as you can see, the temperature has reached around 115. Okay, 116. Alright, I am going to take this off. Okay, just let the syrup settle a bit before adding it inside. You can see it inside here. My egg whites have whipped up nicely. Okay, now slowly I am going to reduce the speed and then slowly pour the sugar syrup inside. Now making sure that the sugar syrup doesn't touch the whisk at all. Okay, otherwise it will splatter everywhere. Now you have to pour it in a very steady speed. Okay, make sure you don't pour it too slow or too fast. Okay, and midway you can slowly start increasing the speed. Okay, so if you see inside the pan, the sugar syrup is absolutely clear. Okay, if you see inside the pan, the sugar syrup is absolutely clear. Okay, it has to be clear like this. If it's not clear, that means your sugar syrup has crystallized, which shouldn't have happened. The temperature might have gone up or pure issues like that. So please make sure either your temperature is fine or you can do the cold water test. Okay. Now this has to whip up till it's nice and smooth, and once it cools down, then we'll start applying it on the baked Alaska. That's okay. Okay, so this has to cool down. Okay, so cake is out of the oven. You can see over here it's colored nicely, baked nicely. This one took 13 to 14 minutes. Now depends on the oven at your place, how much you are pouring into the container. If you are pouring a very flat layer like this, okay, in a cake tin or a bread tin or whatever you are using, just make sure that you bake it properly, otherwise it will be very gummy on the inside. Okay, so this is how your cake will look once it's baked. Okay. Any questions, guys?
Baking time of cake, please, chef?
12 to 14 minutes at 160 degrees.
Can we freeze it after applying meringue?
Sorry?
Can we freeze it after applying meringue if we want to serve it later?
So meringue will last for some time, okay, once you freeze it.
How to check the cake, chef?
You can put a toothpick inside, it should come out clean once you try to remove it. Okay. Okay, so once you demold them, they will look something like this. The ice cream is on the inside, the cake is on the outside. Alright. So I'm just waiting for the meringue, and then we can start putting the meringue on top, and then we'll blowtorch it. Okay, so you can see how the meringue is getting ready. Okay. Now once it slowly starts to leave the sides of the bowl, you can slow down the speed a little so that it doesn't over whip. Okay. I just wanted to cool down before I start using it on the ice cream. Now how to check? You can check the base of the bowl. Your base of the bowl has to be completely cool. Okay. If it still feels warm, that means you need to continue whipping it. Okay, or continue whisking it and keep it in motion so that it doesn't start to crystallize and doesn't become very grainy. Okay, it has to be completely smooth, the meringue.
Chef, can you please tell why we are using condensed milk for vanilla sponge cake?
There was no condensed milk in the vanilla sponge cake. No condensed milk in the cake. There was only milk, no condensed milk.
Chef, is it a generalized sponge cake recipe or can we use this to make a normal pastry too?
Normal?
Pastries too.
You can use it, no issue. I've used an eggless recipe so that you guys don't have an issue making at home. Everyone can make this at home. Okay, I'm just waiting for it to cool down a little. Till then, you can ask me your questions.
Can we make French meringue instead of Italian?
So French meringue is technically raw. Okay. Now, if you're okay eating raw egg whites, I'm okay if you guys use French meringue. Otherwise, just go for Italian or Swiss meringue. Anything is fine.
What kind of color is better to add to a meringue?
Gel color. Gel colors are better because they will mix easily. and you can add it either directly inside the meringue or you can add it in the syrup.
Chef, at what speed do we beat the aquafaba?
Aquafaba, you can go for from 6 to 8 speed on your KitchenAid. Okay, now the bowl has cooled down. The meringue has also cooled down. So I'll show you the meringue before we begin. Okay, so if you see, I'll just mix it a little. Okay, so this is your Italian meringue. Again, I have not whipped it too stiff. It's medium peaks. Okay, it's not too soft. Okay, again, just to show you guys. Okay, all right, it's not too stiff or not too soft as well. Now, whenever you're using Italian meringue, be careful not to use the sugar on the side. Otherwise, you'll have chewy sugar. Okay, now I'm using a turntable. I've taken a sort of a cake base. I've cling wrapped it so that the cake doesn't stick on top. Okay, this is to apply meringue so that I can transfer it later onto a plate. Okay, so you can take your ice cream with your cake. Okay, take a small palette knife, take some meringue. Take a little at a time, it's just easier to handle. Okay, just put meringue on top. Okay, and then just cover the entire thing with meringue.
Is it the same quantity of aquafaba as that of eggs, chef?
You can take no aquafaba recipes are different. Don't try to mix them up with your meringue recipes. Okay.
So this particular recipe is for how many people, chef?
This meringue recipe, what I've done is double the amount what is mentioned in the recipe card. Okay, you can use one recipe, you can use 2 recipes, depends on you.
Can we pipe meringue, chef?
Yes, you can pipe it as well. Traditionally, it's just applied and then peaks are made on top. Okay, so if you want to pipe, you can use a nozzle as well. You can use a plain nozzle. Nowadays, some people what they do is they use a turntable, electric turntable. And then now to make peaks, just take a little bit of the meringue and just tap it. Okay, if you can't see peaks anymore, again just mix your meringue, take some meringue again, and then now this is a mini version or a smaller version. You have really large ones as well. Okay, you can make in a larger bowl as well if you don't have smaller bowls at home. Okay, now peaks also, don't try to make them too big or too small. Okay.
Chef, was this cake baked or freezed after filling it?
You have to let it cool down slightly before you start using it. Just let it cool down, otherwise it will be too soft to use. Okay. Now this you can carefully lift up and then place on your plate. Okay. Right, now we are going to use a blowtorch. Just be careful when you use a blowtorch. Okay, try not to do on a baking parchment and all. Try to use a plate. Okay, and just use the surface of your flame and start torching the meringue. Okay, not too much, not too less. Okay, just torch it everywhere. Okay, so this is your baked Alaska. Now if you want to pipe the meringue, you can pipe as well. If you want to just do peaks like this, you can do that as well. Okay, I'll just cut it open so that I can show it to you guys. Okay, so just to show you on the inside, I'll just cut. Okay, and then you have your 2 ice creams on the inside. Okay, I'll just lift up the plate so that it's easier to see. So this is your baked Alaska. You have 2 ice cream, one which is the mango, one which is the raspberry. You have cake. Then you have meringue on top, which is blowtorched. This is your baked Alaska, also called as bomb Alaska. and Norwegian omelette.
If we don't have a blowtorch, can we bake it, bro?
So since there is ice cream inside, baking would be a little difficult. If you have an OTG, okay, you can just switch on the top rods, okay, heat them up very nicely, as hot as they can, and just show the meringue, like just take the meringue a little closer to the hot rods. Maybe it'll burn slightly. You will find some YouTube videos where they are using gas lighters, the one which have flame on them to blowtorch this. But if you have a blowtorch, might as well use a blowtorch. Or if you really want to make this properly, invest in one. So yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions, I can answer them. Otherwise, we can end the session for today. Any more questions? None? So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for joining. So this was one of the desserts for the International Dessert Week. That's about it. Stay safe, take care, see you soon, bye.